The core principle of the First Amendment is that the government cannot restrict the expression of a point of view. The fact that it would, in fact, create grave harm down the road, not good enough.
This principle regarding the limits of free speech is the result of a landmark 1969 Supreme Court case, Brandenburg v. Ohio.
Clarence Brandenburg was a vile Ku Klux Klan racist, as vile as they come.
Brandenburg wanted to hold a KKK rally outside Cincinnati. He invited a local newspaper reporter to record his speech.
He wanted to eradicate Jews. He wanted to eradicate blacks. He was saying the kind of stuff that, Hitler would have been comfortable with saying. But he was just saying it. He didn't do anything.
The First Amendment says that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. The question is, what is the freedom of the speech for the press? What does it include? Does it include hate speech? Does it include advocating violence? And that opened up this enormous puzzle.
Brandenburg was charged with advocating violence under Ohio's criminal syndicalism statute. He was found guilty, and the case was appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. The ACLU assigned attorney Alan Brown to the case. He had made a name for himself defending against censorship.
We, at least in the family, we all understood why my father took the case. For him, the issue was the principal, not the client. In fact, my father's office was interesting. One day I went in there, the Grand Wizard of the Ohio Ku Klux Klan. He's sitting in the front office, right next to the head of the Cincinnati Black Panther Party. Obviously, ideologically, they were poles apart, but legally, they had very similar issues.
Brandenburg's legal team included 32-year-old attorney Eleanor Holmes Norton.
I relish the opportunity to make the case for the First Amendment by arguing in behalf of people with whom I profoundly disagreed.
We were not defending their speech. We were resisting giving the government the power to decide that their speech could be banned. Because once you gave the government the power to decide that their speech could be banned, you also gave the government the power to decide that your speech could be banned.
During the trial, one exchange in particular brought this concept into stark relief.
The prosecutor was a guy named Leonard Kirshner. And Kirshner was arguing to the court, I think he was looking particularly at Thurgood Marshall, and he said what Brandenburg did, it's as if he went into Harlem and started using the N-word.
Bury the Negro. Send them back to Black Africa.
You wouldn't last that long.
Probably so, Your Honor.
My father said, Your Honor, you realize your remark just violated Ohio's Criminal Syndicalism Act.
Justice Marshall, who is safe at the moment because the venue is in Washington, D.C., in Ohio, could be indicted for suggesting a violent reaction by the Negro community.
It made it so clear what was at stake was not Brandenburg, it was free speech.
In Brandenburg, the court held for the first time that an individual cannot be punished for speech that offends or might cause others to respond with violence unless the speaker specifically intended to cause that and was likely imminently to cause a grave harm.
Whether you are racist or not, whether you agree with me or not, whether you want to harm my district or not, as long as it's only words, that's guaranteed by the First Amendment.
Brandenburg drew that line more clearly and better than any Supreme Court decision ever had before.
It is the eminent free speech case to this very day.
Indeed, today, the determination of whether inflammatory speech can be restricted is commonly called the Brandenburg test.
My views have, if anything, hardened since then. As a member of the House of Representatives, I really have to be for free speech because I hear people on the other side saying things I'd like to clobber them about, but they are entitled to their free speech.
What the genius of the First Amendment really has been is the understanding over time that either everybody has all these rights or nobody does.